Love where you live and play with Lindsay Management. Affordable apartments and golf memberships at 9 and 18-hole courses. Buying or selling? Trust Lindsay and Associates. Serving the community for over 50 years. Lindsay, #1 in apartments, golf, and real estate.
Want to run faster, jump higher, move with more power? The Sports Recovery and Development Program at Bridges Therapy Group builds speed, strength, agility, and endurance while correcting movement issues that can cause injury. Give your athlete the edge. Schedule an assessment today at srdathlete.com. Fayetteville Bulldogs head coach Casey Dick joins us to talk about their matchup with Texas High on the road. And we update you on the latest volleyball scores from around the area. It is Thursday, September 18th, and this is Varsity Vibe Today. Welcome in and happy Thursday to Varsity Vibe Today. I'm your host, Alyssa Orange, and we are one day away from the start of week 3 of high school football, and a handful of teams in our area bye weeks before conference play starts next week. But a team who is on a bye the following week, getting ready for a big time matchup on Friday, is Fayetteville High School. So let's get into our Lewis Automotive opening drive. The fall kickoff event is happening now at the Lewis Automotive Group. Unbeatable prices and special financing. Your next vehicle is ready for you now at one of their 3 locations: Fayetteville, Springdale, and Farmington. Fayetteville Bulldogs off to a 3-0 start this season, and catching up with head coach Casey Dick. He's excited about what his team has already accomplished on the football field, but also the fact that they've got a really big non-conference test before conference play starts next week. They head down to Texas High to face this team for the second year in a row. Last year, it was a battle in Fayetteville. These two teams meeting for the very first time. Fayetteville had a 21-point lead in that game a year ago, and Texas High storming back to win it 55-54. A little bit maybe of a revenge game, but more importantly, an opportunity to see what this Fayetteville Bulldogs team can do before conference play does start. Here's more from head coach Casey Dick. What were some big things you really wanted to work on with the week off?
Yeah, I just think number one, a lot of the fundamentals go back to it, kind of reteach some of the things that we saw from week 1 to week 2 that, we thought we could really improve on, and really take those 3 or 4 days in there that we had in the week and really just kind of hone in on specific things on the offensive and defensive side of the ball. And really our special teams too, we were able to spend some time dedicated to those guys and those units as well. So I thought overall it was a productive week for us, kind of got some guys that were banged up, beat up a little bit, got some time for those guys to get in there and, get back healthy. So was really pleased with the week overall.
You look at the way you won 2 of those first games of the season 2 different ways. You had 60-plus points in the first game against Cabot, and it was a nail-biter the next week against Broken Arrow. To see your guys be able to have success in both of those different scenarios, how promising is that for you?
Yeah, it is, and that's something that we've stressed for a while. Sometimes it's not going to be, a high-scoring game. It's going to be a low-scoring game, and our guys just continue to fight, and that's what we tell them. You got to find a way, no matter if you're scoring a bunch of points or if you're not scoring a bunch of points, you're going to have an opportunity at some point in the game to go change it. And our guys, I think, number one, believe in it, but number two, really went out and executed well when the time mattered the most. So that was one that, we really wanted to take in and really hone in on that moment, just because it was a very big moment. You found a way to win it, obviously, against Broken Arrow with the 4th down play, and then turn around and we went for 2. So just really proud of their effort and especially on the defensive side of the ball. When you look at a team like that and how athletic they are, and then how big they were up front, being able to kind of limit what they were able to do offensively. And, from our standpoint offensively, we got some things that, we got corrected, that we showed up on video that, we didn't necessarily like. So hopefully that'll show up this week also when we get ready to go play Texas High.
Well, when you look ahead to that Texas High game, it's also the first time you take these guys on the road, and that's just another added element to this game. And so when you look at these pieces, when you're looking at film, how much you're also saying, like, guys, we're going into a really hostile environment against a really good team, and we've got to take care of business.
Yeah, and I think we can always fall back on the experience. These guys last year went to Cabot, went to Broken Arrow, in back-to-back weeks, and played in those environments and took a road trip. So. And a lot of those guys are back at a lot of the key places. So, it's something that we've talked to them about, but they also understand, obviously the importance of a road trip and, what it means and what it's supposed to look like. So I think it's something that obviously if you had a newer, younger group, you'd probably be a little bit more cautious of. But I think with kind of the experience of our guys and how old they are and some of the things that they've gone through, they'll handle it well and be mature about it. And obviously, it is a long trip. I think it's right at almost 4.5, 5 hours on the bus. So they'll get down there, and obviously, I think they'll handle it really well.
What is it going to take to beat Texas High?
You're going to look at the film, and they're a very athletic football team. They're a little bit bigger up front, not than what we've seen, but do a good job schematically. They're explosive at wide receiver. The quarterback can run and extend plays. If the pocket breaks down, so we'll have to do a good job of containing him, but also their playmakers. And then on defense, they just fly around, they get to the ball. They're sound schematically. They do a great job with gap integrity, maintaining the gap. So we'll just have to do a good job of, obviously, when the ball gets distributed to who it's going to, or obviously how we're going to run it, making sure that everybody understands their assignments and then making the big plays there when it matters.
I know it's one game at a time, so I don't want to jump too far ahead before you guys start conference play. But when you look at how the other teams are playing in the conference, and I don't think it's a surprise to anybody how competitive these games and these teams are, the pieces you have in place that you believe is going to have Fayetteville a successful season, do you believe you have them?
We do. And I think one of the reasons why we wanted to play, the non-conference schedule we played was to get ready for that. When you look around our league, everybody's scoring a bunch of points. They're throwing the ball all over the place. They're really explosive on offense. They do a good job on defense. So that's something that, we kind of sat down and said, okay, what do we want to expose our kids to? And it was, we knew Texas High last year was really, really good. They're really, really good this year. Broken Arrow, obviously, traditionally is going to have a ton of athletes, do a great job of getting their kids prepared and ready. Cabot's a little bit different as far as schematically than what we'll see, but we also felt like we needed to, go against a team that did some play action, kind of got your eyes wrong, because we are going to see that later in the year as well. So we tried to make it as well-rounded as we could to prepare our kids for what conference play would look like kind of as a whole. Mm-hmm. It felt like we did a good job with that, but we've got to continue to take it one game at a time, one day at a time, one practice at a time, and just continue to get better.
Talking about the pieces that you have in place, I want to kind of give a shout out to the Dog of the Week award that you give. Yeah. We haven't really talked about it here. I know they've talked about it on the Chuck and Bo show, but to have that award every week, how important is that to your guys to see their teammates get that award and then maybe inspire them to try to get it the following week? Yeah,
it's just something that we kind of sat down, Brandon said, hey, what if we kind of do something that's not necessarily like a big, huge role guy, but a guy kind of behind the scenes that, maybe he's starting, maybe he's not, maybe he's just doing every single thing right. As far as dedication, leadership, academics, community service, representing us the right way on and off the field. I think it's been great for us. Something that our kids will look forward to, but obviously I think in the long run, they'll hang up there all year too, to where everybody can see them and it becomes hopefully a big team bonding team, an award that everybody wants to get.
That's quite a bus ride, but more importantly, excited to see what this Fayetteville Bulldogs team can do on the road. Coming up after this, we're going to update you on some volleyball
scores from around the area. If you're an athlete that wants to improve your game, maybe improve your 40, jump higher, have better agility, Bridges Therapy Group's Sport Recovery and Development Program can help. They've been helping student athletes reach their highest potential for quite a while now. They've got a team that includes physical therapists, athletic trainers, personal trainers, and occupational therapists. And together, they design individual plans to build speed, explosive power, agility, strength, and endurance. Whether your athlete's returning from rehab or working for a competitive edge, SRD provides the training and guidance to help them succeed. Schedule your athlete's assessment today at srdathlete.com.
Quick Turf is the go-to team for building championship-level sports facilities for public schools, private schools, and the entire school district. They also install beautiful backyard putting greens for homeowners. Known for lifelike, eco-friendly turf, Quick Turf handles everything from design and lighting to drainage and final landscaping. Their all-in-one approach delivers high-performance surfaces for athletes and low-maintenance greens that last for years. With preventative maintenance programs, they keep every field and green looking game day ready. Schedule a free consultation today at quickturf.com. That's QIKturf.com.
Matt Lewis with Lewis Automotive Group, excited to announce our trade-in, trade-up event. During this event, you get thousands extra for your trade value. Plus, it's all backed by the Lewis Guarantee. Double the factory warranty, that's a 10-year, 120,000-mile powertrain, plus you get 1 year worth of maintenance on us. This event's only going on at Lewis Automotive Group and is at all of our locations in Fayetteville, Springdale, and Farmington.
Could a little extra support help your child shine even brighter? Bridges Therapy Group empowers kids to live their best life with expert pediatric therapy services tailored to their needs. Their team offers occupational therapy, speech therapy, and physical therapy, guiding families from the first evaluation to every milestone along the way. Give your child the tools to succeed and shine. Visit btgpeds.com to learn more and schedule your appointment today. That's btgpeds.com.
Love where you live and play with Lindsay Management. Enjoy affordable apartments with community amenities like fitness centers and resort-style pools at select locations. Golf memberships are also available at beautiful 9 and 18-hole courses. Buying or selling a home, commercial, or investment property? Trust Lindsay and Associates, serving the community and bringing great neighbors together for over 50 years. Lindsay, #1 in apartments, golf, and real estate.
Welcome back to Varsity Vibe today. I want to give a shout out to all the volleyball action happening around our area. Pea Ridge defeating Prairie Grove yesterday, 3-0. Bentonville, 3-0 over Springdale. Rogers, a 3-2 win over Harbor. That's a big one for the Mounties. Shiloh Christian with a 3-1 win over Russellville. Van Buren, a 3-0 win over Harrison. And Farmington, a 3-2 win over Siloam Springs. It is one of those sports where if you haven't been out to a high school volleyball match, get to one. I keep saying it, but they're exciting and they're competitive and definitely worth it to head out there and catch those girls in action. They deserve as many people in the stands as they can get. That is going to do it for Varsity Vibe today. Thank you so much for joining us on this Thursday. Remember to subscribe to the podcast wherever you get your podcasts, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and subscribe to the newsletter as well. Just head to varsityvibearkansas.com and that'll come to your inbox twice a week. And if you're not, go like us on all our social media platforms for behind the scenes access, interviews, clips, anything you want from high school sports, you'll find it there. A special shout out to our sponsors, Lindsay, Lewis Automotive, Bridges Therapy Group, and Quick Turf. I'll see you tomorrow.